last we left our intrepid adventurers, the party is exploring the Blister, a dungeon with a number of gates inside of it. One of the gates seems to go to the time before the barrier, which is sort of like hell. That gate is hemorrhaging evil things into the surrounding. Duncan the ranger is looking at one of the other gates, and he's screaming, pointing into the gate. He sees his missing wife floating inside the gate, suspended in the air. All the gates flicker ominously, and Duncan attempts to jump into the gate with his wife in it, but is pushed right back out of it. The gates flicker again and again. Some of them have new destinations. One leads to a huge underground cavern full of a jungle scene. They see one where Duncan saw his wife now shows a bright underwater cavern, and the very last one that has a destination shows a snowy mountain. The rest of them, including the one that goes to the time before the barrier, seem to be shut off. Duncan keeps trying to get into the gate, but it's locked. Scala detects some fluctuations in the sound of the main gate they came in on. She says the sound is most likely that of an immature gate, possibly meaning that the gate is either new or not stable. They spend the rest of the day studying the gates. Having studied as much as possible, the party makes the long trudge up the inside of the Blister, and then once out, they make their way back to Mountain Vale. When the party arrives back at the town, they hear that the last two alts of the 20th have arrived, along with their commander, Kenna Alexander. Seraph and Scala are summoned to meet with the commander. Australia tags along for support. Kenna Alexander is the cousin of Jun. He's in Mountain Vale along with his wife, Kenna's Mira, and his son, Klep. The meeting is an informal one. Kenna Alexander says that there'll be something more formal in the near future. They tell him about what's been happening at the Blister. The Kenna nods and says that they should keep him up to date on whatever happens there. They head back to their rooms and then to sleep. That night, Duncan is dreaming. He's back on the world that he comes from, a place called Trier. But the countryside is empty. He hears a woman's voice. The voice tells him that she has his wife in captivity, and she will use her as she sees fit, unless Duncan complies. Duncan demands that his wife be returned to him. The voice just mocks him, saying that when she has need of him, she will tell him what to do, and he had best act to do it quickly. Duncan wakes up in a cold sweat. He keeps the dream to himself. The next day, a party is held for the Kenna and the Kennis, so the group are told to stay around the village. Duncan sneers at the party, saying that it's taking away time from looking for his wife. In private, Marcus agrees, but says that they don't want to run afoul of the new lord of the village. Seraph drags Marcus and Duncan to the party. Finn is already there, entertaining. Akai moves about the edges of the party, seeing what she can hear from the villagers. Duncan sits in the corner and glowers at the other guests. Seraph misses Ulysses and starts off drinking alone. Marcus comes over, and the two catch up on their friendship. Seraph tells the paladin about the vision of a winged version of himself that he keeps seeing. Akai goes over to the river and watches it flow. She's happy in that the old goddess of Marcia showed up for her. She feels that maybe if she keeps worshiping the old Marcia, maybe she can avoid the fate of being the weapon.